On the Bernina 560, an overlock foot 2A comes with this machine. So whether you have a serger or overlock machine yourself, or you don't, this is still going to be a foot that we're going to use on a regular basis. So many times your fabric is going to have those unraveling edges. You cut it and it just starts to fray, and well, we need to make sure it stops fraying. An overlock stitch, which is stitch number 3, must be important if it's the 3rd stitch on the entire machine, tells us to put foot 2A on. Now before I put it on, I do want you to kind of notice down in the foot here, there's a little pin. And as I talk about that pin, it kind of points to the back of the machine. The stitch is going to hop over that pin. Have you ever sewed on the edge of your fabric with your regular foot and it just wants to curl that edge under and just make it not look so flat? That pin is going to keep the stitches from curling around and keep that edge perfectly flat. You will find that with just a little practice, so you know where to guide it, you're going to guide the raw edge right underneath that pin. That means the needle's going to jump over the edge of the foot and contain any raw edge from coming out any further than it already has. Now, if you are lifting the presser foot up, you will find that that last stitch is stuck on that pin. Pull the fabric straight back first and then cut your thread. Now what you're looking for, isn't that perfect? You can take any cut edge and just overlock all the edges, making it ready to seam together like you normally do, and then not worry about it unraveling any further. You could also sew things together and then come back and overlock the seam allowances all at once. You can go through multiple layers and just catch them. Depends what it is. If it's like on the inside of a bag, a lot of times I will just kind of do all my seaming and then zip around with the overlock stitch. Whether you do it before you start or do it at the end, you definitely will find that is the look that you're after. You want it to be nice and flat and not curled. So by how you guide it is going to depend on where that stitch kind of bites and if it's flat or curled. That's what you're after for a perfect overlock stitch with the Bernina 2A overlock foot.